Good morning, everybody. Good day, good afternoon. No matter where you are on the universe, I'm sending you a big, squishy virtual unicorn hug with some unicorn kisses today and a bright, shiny rainbow. So happy light and love day to you. This is an episode of what should I call Wacky Wednesday. So I'm not gonna really talk about. Hello, everyone. I'm not going to talk about too much important stuff right at the beginning because this particular outlet is causing me a lot of grief, lots of grief. So there's lagging, there's all of that crap going on. So good morning. So I did a video last night. This is really funny because Wendy was on the video we had a really good chat for about an hour and I played the guitar. Went to go post all of these links into it. Wasn't wearing my glasses, so guess what I'm doing right after this? Wasn't wearing these cheap shitty glasses and I ended up deleting the chat. So sorry about that. I was talking to Melinda, who sends her light and love to everybody. So if you're wondering where last night's video went, gone. So yeah, things that I have to do today. I'm going to put these on my head because they're a little too tight and they're annoying, and that'll remind me to go fix my glasses. So yay! I love you guys all. So I got an interesting text last night, right before I went to bed. So anybody who was on that show last night, I'll just pull up the 3 cards that we had. I know we had the owl, protection, and I think it was the wind fairy. And the reason, yeah, there's the owl, there's protection, and there's the wind fairy. Okay, yeah, that's what they were. So I was like, ooh, protection. And I made kind of some jokes about it. And then I made a joke about the owl medicine. And I get a text last night before I go to bed. And I'm just curious as to whether you've heard anything or not. But it's Raven. I'll just read it. I thought it was kind of interesting. And it's from somebody I know and trust, just so you know. This person is related to me through marriage. So, hi, Raven. Just wanted to let you know the rumors of your death are flying around on the internet, just so you're aware. Hugs. I actually laughed at that. I'm not kidding. And I was like, is somebody else predicting my imminent ending of this meat suit? I have no intention of ending it myself, just so you know, if we need to be all technical. So I was like, oh, I wonder what I said. Who did I piss off now? So this person would never, we've chatted before, this person would never come out and say shit if they didn't hear it to be in their ears. You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering, and this person lives in the same province as I do. So I think I'm like, I wonder if this is an ex or like, who cares? Yeah, so I'm not afraid, just so you know. When I left my apartment yesterday, people like, I think this is the misconception about uh, what's going on right now. The big thing that people are missing out is your free will and your determination to tell the truth and to stand in your power is infinitely greater than anything who can talk shit about you on there. So I'm sure this is not the first time I've had this happen, by the way. This is nothing new. I thought that was old news from last year. So I was like, interesting. I wonder what happened. Maybe I'm onto something. So yeah, I just curious. You never know. Maybe that means I'm like super right about stuff. Who knows? I don't really care. So you are so infinitely powerful that when I left my apartment yesterday, before any of this happened, I was walking to go to the store and I was like, damn, my angel wings are so big, I can barely fit down this hallway. That's literally what I was thinking as soon as I locked my door to go out walking around. So I think that anybody who says that is just there to lower my vibration and didn't do a thing to me, honestly. In fact, it just made me curious as to why people would even be talking about that stupid shit other than to play games. So I'm not biting, honestly. I'm very well protected. Oops, I thought I cut my bangs this morning, my fringe. It's sticking out like a crazy. Anyways, so good morning, everybody. So that's where I'm at with my vibrations. I'm not being really affected other than I think it's funny. So whatever. Anyways, a lot of fun stuff are coming out right now, and I just watched another video. I love doing little connections. Yeah, a lot of people are getting avoided right now because this is what's going to happen when your family finds out. It's like eating. Okay, for me personally, I'm just talking for me personally. This is just my opinion. But my boys are very. I raised them to be very uh opinionated with their own opinions. I raised them to be stick up for themselves. I raised them to do right by the world. I raised them for all of that. So what they're battling in the last year is they think they're doing really good and I'm doing wrong. Now, when they see that I'm have been doing right the entire time, it's they have to eat a humble mom pie. And I can tell you one of my three sons, that's going to take a long time. The hermit Sasquatch of the family will be the last to have a conversation with me about anything like, okay, you're right. So I'm not joking. So I just know that that's okay. That's all their journey. This is a thing that we have to remember is our children picked us. Okay. Our children picked us just like we picked our parents. No different. So what they're experiencing, maybe two of my three sons gets it. Maybe none of them will get it. I doubt that. But I'm a firm believer that to eat humble family pie when you basically have beaked off that person, whatever you've said, avoided them for a year, whatever the repercussions of their actions of cognitive dissonance have gone on, that's going to be affected in the relationship. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of yeah, exactly. Being wrong is that's exactly right. Programming and indoctrination. So what I like to call it is uninformed. Uninformed. We were uninformed for a really long time. I think that the best way for when my kids are going to come up to me, it's just like, that's okay. You weren't ready to be informed. And I have to keep telling myself that every day. I have to literally, um, yeah, when the family realizes the truth, I'm moving to Timbuktu because, yeah, our phone's going to be ringing off the hook. Mommy, help me. I don't know what's going on. So I think that's funny. Yeah. I got a daughter who's super uninformed. Yes, I feel for everybody. But I think like this is the thing that we have to come into an understanding is that everybody wakes up at a different point. Everybody is woken up at a different point at birth. Some of us are given more spiritual power pellets of awareness. Some of us are, given long hair. Some of, you know what I mean? Ability to grow luscious hair or whatever. It's just the same to me. It's just one of the things that our DNA has been given at birth. That's the journey in our DNA. So whether or not my children come around to it, I have an understanding that in complete 5 to 6 ascension, we see the past, the present, and the future all at the same time. And we can see who our children were and who they are going to be at some particular point, even if they don't make the cutoff, or we can see all of these people. That's what I think we're tapping into in that collective consciousness, is that all of our computers are just clicking onto each other and our networking is getting hooked up. And that's what the ear ringing and things are for, is we're hearing vibrations that we're not used to hearing. We're hearing, we're feeling stuff being shuffled. Just think of your body being shuffled on a rock sifter. All right. And all the negative vibes of lower are being shuffled to the bottom. They're the big rocks, so that our bodies can come light and then like be a complete light body clean, if that makes yeah. Some of us were really born. I think I was born pretty woke. Like I say, I woke up to those theories in 1992 for the really first time. I'd kind of been talking about it in my teen years, but just like in jokes. Like seriously, I've been joking around about shit my whole life, and then to have it come true was kind of like, so maybe I was um I guess woke at birth, and then just not realize the capacity of where that information went to or whatever. Yeah. Oh, no sun here much. Oh, and I want to move to Florida. Yeah, I don't personally want to move to Florida myself. I'm sure it's beautiful. I'd like to just, oh shit balls. My teacup thing got stuck to the bottom of my cup, and I thought I broke the bottom of my cup off and on the floor, but save. So um yeah, well, I've always been smarter than all of you. You should have listened. Well, I didn't really want to say that to my kids, but I usually say, well, I do have a little bit more life experience, and I worked in a lot of jobs. So I don't know, like, don't you hope your mother's learned something in her life and not just talking out of her butthole? So anyways, that's where my head's at today. So what else was I gonna say? Oh yes. So today is supposed to be in some kind of day. I don't know what. I don't live in a timeline personally. I try not to focus on stuff. So but I just really want to kind of go over one of the talks from one of the videos. It was 1222. The words life experience triggers my oldest. Well, they'll soon find out how important that life experience is. So I just kind of want to quickly go over again a little quick visual of what I think we're seeing happen. Okay, so just simplistically speaking, and just put a few names out there. So you heard about Flynn's brother now, obviously. Very few people are going to know what we're talking about. So, hello. Yes. So, anyways, what I was just going to go over some of the things that I've learned and just kind of document what we're seeing. So, I'll just put here. Okay. I forgot to look up how long a corporation in bankruptcy. Uh, so I think it's 18 months for a corporation. I'm not sure because it's 9 months, I think, in North America. If you go bankrupt, you have to fill out forms for 9 months, give some money, pay penance, say, yeah, I was a loser. I went bankrupt in 2000, I think 5, because I had cancer in 2003. I didn't really fucking care. And I still haven't cared about credit since then. I hope my credit score is like 420. Give two shits. So, yeah, when the lights go out, yes, they're in control. Yay. Okay. So this is what, yeah, awakened is a better word. Exactly. So this is what we're awakening to. Here we go. We'll just put our favorite. I use very happy terms, by the way, even though they're negative things. Okay. And or Muggle news, as we like to call it. Okay, and then we're seeing and I'll just say okay. So, what else do I want to put on here? America. I'll just put so everybody knows, like, this is shit like this and all of that crap. Okay, and here we're going to put things that rule everybody's life. And I use this term loosely, care. I don't think it's so. What personally, I just watched this little short 1.5-minute video of this person. I'm being very cautious because I don't want to get shut off. So basically what we're seeing right now is this person was talking on a C-SPAN video, and he said that this fake person here said his name 76 times. And I was like, oh yeah, that's interesting. Because anybody that says the name that much must feel like they're in trouble. I don't know when the speech was done, but all that number told me is that if you put this number in front of it, we get what we're going to be seeing here. So let's talk about this right now because these dates are important. This was signed on November 2nd and has to be done by March 3rd. And oh yeah, the other one I forgot here too is school. And that includes university. Okay. Oh, and the courts. And yeah, so that's all law. So what we're seeing now, obviously, who are all awake, we know what's pretty much the plan is. So they have to show right now how corrupt these people are. Okay? So they have to let that entire movie play out because most people around the globe do not realize that all of these people have stepped down in the last couple of years and have been replaced. Okay. So this particular thing right here, we all know it's completely. Now, this is just my theory, and I was talking to my friend about it last night. If we've seen this collapse this year and we've seen these prices, or sorry, 2020 lower, and we're going to see these things go through a little bit of harshness. To me, this has all been done in the background from this. Okay? Because this corporation owns a lot of stocks in these businesses. Like a lot. A lot. Some of these companies are like 60%, 40%, stuff like that. And that makes a big difference on their economy. So if the economy, if this has been bankrupt, okay, and the economy through each quarter, and the last one, I think, was it year end is September, right? I can't remember. Anyway, they were up. Okay, way up. This has already been collapsed. I think all of this stuff was literally recorded over 2 or 3 years ago, like a long time ago. Okay. And what we're seeing here is these lovely buildings, which we all know look like risen, and they haven't moved. So all of the traipsing of the people going in and out and all of that stuff, I literally think they're not necessarily bad people. They're good actors in bad people's bodies. Okay. That's what I think we're seeing there. So yes, March 19th is a date that will live in infamy. Was that your birthday? Bongo butt. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so we've already seen a lot of this go down. So they literally have to get this guy to now piss off all the people that are sleeping in here. Pissed off all the people that are sleeping in here. He's pissing off some of the people that are still sleeping in here. But all the sleepers are still not asking, where are all these people? Where are they? Where are they? Where'd they go? So I think this is what we're seeing now. So this is a basic way. And by the way, this whole commission thing here about they have to tell the truth. All the truth in this commission with America's involvement in everything has to be told or organized by March 3rd. So to me, it doesn't matter what the date or time or when it specifically happens. I think personally, my opinion, something has to happen before this date. Not only because of the planetary alignment, but because of that executive order. And that executive order hasn't been obviously changed because there's no real executive order. So, like I'm literally glitching out here. Oh, it's your birthday, haha! So I'm so smart, haha. Just seeing what that is. I've always been told I'm a horseshoe up my ass. Oh yes, well, I don't think I have a horseshoe up my ass. I always think weird things happen to me. I used to laugh that weird things happen to me too, and then what do you call it? I'll write on the back of this just to make you guys. Okay, so here's some of my worldly experiences, just this on a personal note. Okay, so some of the fun things I've experienced or being around areas where they've happened. Crappers. Okay, I can't remember who is the what the heck was that guy's name, and it doesn't matter. So when I was growing up, there was a serial killer who lived near us. Oh, yes. And then Mount St. Helens. Whoops, I probably erupted. I was living within 300 km, so our house was all dirty. I was in San Francisco earthquake. That was fun. I've had 2 vehicle fires. I've been first on scene, 2 deaths, pedestrian versus car. One was a hit and run. And then I've been first on scene to probably about 150 incidents. We'll just call it incidents, accidents. People were okay, whatever. They lived to tell the story. I've been married twice. That's always fun. Never again, by the way. Now that I know what that is, the contract. Gone. on. Try. No offense to everybody married out there. I don't believe in the piece of paper. You want to love each other, love each other. I think it's going to be different moving forward anyways. We're not going to have these contracts. It'll be more like an extensionality of our heart space. We're just going to invite people into our heart space for as long as we want. And we'll probably have an understanding that not just one person in another, that jealousy of having man friends or women friends, if you're whatever, you know what I'm talking about, will all be gone. I think that'll be. And let's see. What else have happened to me? I visited 16 countries. I've driven every single vehicle, I think, made in North America. Every brand, even a Lada. It's not made in North America, but a lot of vehicles. And at one point, I literally thought so if this is Canada, this is the West Coast, and then this is the East Coast, and then this is California. I've been down to California and say, here's the border. And let's say Ontario somewhere here. So I've lived most of my life in the northern part of here, the lower part of here, and I've traveled all the way across here by car many times in between Alberta and Vancouver, like probably about 25 one year. It's annoying. And I can tell you where all the radar traps are. And I've driven many times in between these 4 provinces, from BC to Manitoba, and then Manitoba to BC. Lots. Into Ontario, Montreal, I've been But anyways, at one point I literally felt like I was a good version of Forrest Gump. I'm like, yeah, I've had that experience. Oh, that's weird. And then I thought, am I trying to one-up people or be adaptable? And I think it's these experiences, plus my 3 kids, 3 sons, who are all Sasquatches. And I think that's made me a more adaptable human being. And that's what we need moving forward. So I think it's just May 6th, my brother had a lot of, oh, nice. My 6'2". Sorry, I should put these things up. My 6'2" brother had a Lada. He was in the back seat to have enough room to drive. Oh, I know. If anybody's ever seen those little Russian cars, they're like little minis, but they're from the 70s and 80s. And my friend in school had one in grade 12. And I can even tell you where he got it fixed. And the shop is, I don't think, even there anymore here in Calgary. But we drove that Lada around like crazy. It was awesome. I've driven that before, but their seats, literally, if that kid was tall, that's hilarious, or your brother was tall, because you would have to sit in the back seat to drive that car if you're a tall person. That's hysterical. I've even had a Volkswagen Scirocco. I've driven a lot of Volkswagen cars. I think Volkswagen would have been my favorite. And then I had 2 Volkswagen Bugs. One was white. That was in 1969. Oh, and I got that one smashed in. Like, I've had a couple of accidents where I wasn't at fault. Yeah, but and I've been in the hospital a couple of times. Oh yeah, that was my big thing. 2003, appendix out in Havana. That's my claim to fame. And they found cancer. They saved my life. And I wasn't scared, by the way. It was weird because I had a lady read my palms from the first death, and she tape recorded, and she said, something's going to happen in your 30s that would scare everybody. But don't worry, you're going to be okay. And I was like, okay. And about 8 years later, I never thought about that again, to tell you the truth, until then. And then all of a sudden, there I am in Cuba, waking up, not quite out of the like I was in surgery and the anesthetic was wearing off as they were pulling the tubes out of my mouth. It was kind of creepy. And they were telling me all this stuff, and I was like, I couldn't figure out what was going on, but I knew I was going in there for appendicitis. Very interesting. So, I never got to worry about space. I agree with you. We have similar stories. Yay. See, yeah, I think there's a lot. I think we're supposed to be reflecting on our own personal stories and how we can reflect this and just tying it back into our families. And like my kids all know these stories. Like they know all of this. So that's why I'm like shaking my head and I'm like, might not think I'm like spiritually driven, but that's exactly what it is. And I think that's what people are combating right now is their own spirituality. Because if they admit that we're standing in truth on this side of our story, say we all realize and recognize that we're going through this big shift, and some people will not want to reckon with their own spirituality. That will be a hard thing for people to get over. And that's where people need to recognize in your own path, your adaptability, you'll be able to see in full recognition. I just have to do it this way. If we're standing here in truth, here's our past, here's our future, right? We'll be able to connect, and I think we'll be even able to see where our children are around us in that, even if they don't make it through this same shift. I'm not being a negative person. I'm just saying that's their own journey, that's their own free will. I can't make them, I can't force them. But if they don't, uh, it is about being conscious that energy and infinite spirit is all connected and all one in this path of who we are, of the collective consciousness. Does that make sense? It sounds kind of harsh, but it's taking out the negative vibrations, and it's taking out the negative frequencies. And not that they're not going to be negativity, but like if we can stand in this place and say, hey mom, like my mom passed away, would you like to come back in your same body and have that same experience? She'd probably say no, like, or continue her experience. If that was free will and that's what we could do in truth time and in our consciousness, we can see all the people that passed and that are probably going to be created. I don't know, if you're tapping into it like that, I would think that's what we could do, correct? So um if I somehow chose my parents and life challenges, I question myself. I'm just gonna blurt it out to you. Like, honestly, the way I look at this entire thing we're going through, I can't write it on the back of this, is the entire thing that I've always thought we've had was reincarnation. Okay. And I think, like, my parents were no heroes. They were nobody's like mentors. They were nobody's wind beneath their wings. Like, I don't mean that in a negative way. My mom was a very outgoing person. I understand my mom more. In the older I get, I've literally looked at my apartment and said, I've turned into my mother. I've turned it, not the way I've decorated it. My mom wasn't as artistic. She was more of a dollar store decorator. I'll put it that way. She had weird clown faces and shit on her apartment, freaked me out, and Elvis shit. But the way I look at it, just take the movie Contact. I think that's the best movie I want to reference right now. So let's just draw this thing here, because I think this is what our DNA looks like when it's all cleaned up and we're all attached to it. So let's just say we're all a bunch of 8 hanging out here with our energy. Okay. Now, if we're standing here and there is no time, okay, no time exists, because you can see these alternate situations. That's where, so it's truth. So this is where I believe Jodie Foster in the movie Contact was when she dropped from that, where she just went through here, and she thought she was gone for a very long time. Okay. She was like, oh, I thought I was gone for hours. And they're like, no, it didn't work. So she fell into a little net here. But this portal, or I guess it was I think it's like a Stargate. It was a Stargate. And the Stargates, I think, are going to become more and more open the further and further we shift into the future. So we're taking a hard right up here and we're going into future time. So to me, that would make sense that you could see your past and your future all in one moment. So yes, that's what I think too. We're all time travelers, just unaware we are. Exactly. And unaware of our DNA too. And that's, I think, what I was talking about on Sunday when I put out the Technically Speaking video, is that what we're seeing now is we're all getting educated by people like who have experienced this and on a and have been able to control it. Okay. And we know it as so if we're already in this and moving up to this, these are people who have learned to, oops. So going back to the original thing that I was talking about, that email or text that I got from that girl about this, I'm like, I wouldn't go near the light. I'm not dumb. Like, it's because my consciousness is aware of this cycle. And at times I do believe like all of our dreams that we have are of these other realities. So when I'm seeing myself hugging someone, it is in another dimension here. And each of us has many other theories. For each person being, I think there's like 12 different ways it connects off, like in the cube or whatever it is. So if we all have that, then how many infinite possibilities of dimensions and subconscious and all of that are going on? It's mind-boggling. So that's why I'm saying this is kind of an interesting um, time that we're getting on, because we're realizing that we right now are these people from here that make up all of the information that we're seeing come to happen. So for me and this reality of all of these things, I'll just go back to this. A lot of this happened in 2018, 2019, and like look at the movies made now and how different they are. And also the glitches that are happening. It's because in this matrix, I'll just draw this sign in this matrix of this star that we're all familiar with. All of these things that talk to each other are having a problem talking to each other. And they don't hold the same sound and frequency vibration as what's given to us. So, as human beings. So, they can't get past a certain threshold because it doesn't go beyond that. It's just like cement, because these vibrations that hold this connection together have been being dismantled over many years, many years. But just in the last 4 years, a lot of this is visual now. So I think a lot of what we've seen has been in another matrix, which they've just brought to the forward. It's not implausible. I don't think it's very possible. So, and I do believe that, yeah, right in our face. Exactly. That's what we're doing. We're watching a lot of movies doing that. So the more things that I do watch, I know a lot of people don't want to watch things like Netflix and that, but the more things I watch, it gives me a better understanding to explain to people how it relates to what we're going through in this shift of consciousness. Like, it is possible. If you believe Star Wars is possible, this is something I would tell my kids. If you believe Star Wars is possible and we can propel ourselves into the future and be galactic explorers and, all of that stuff, because of, say, Elon Musk and these people. Like, if you believe that, then, and we're on the cusp of something, then you should be able to believe that there's something obviously greater than yourself out there. And that's where people are having a hard time, because people have been programmed to dislike the word God if they were not religious, if they were atheist or whatever. They've been programmed to dislike religion because some people have been crammed down their throat. So there's going to be a big shift in consciousness in the awareness of their own reality in that meat suit. And some people will not, even though they might be aware that everybody can recognize that this happened. Everybody. Like, everybody on earth, we know that that's happened. But a lot of people don't believe in people that can see that way into the future. They're like, what are you talking about? I've never seen it. So if I've never seen it, then it can't be true. I've never seen, like, I personally have seen a ghost, but what they call ghosts. But when I explain that to people who don't believe in them, they're like, well, I've never seen it, so can't be true. I'm just going to believe it if I see it. And unfortunately, it's all that programming and indoctrination of what we are as human beings, period. So this shift is basically us cleaning off our pineals so that this shift is easier and we can tap into both sides of these. That's all this is doing, in essence. And the more you meditate and the more you focus on this inner wisdom, you get far more answers that way. So the spidey senses that we all feel in our stomach are us telling us that the shift is it's 111 yours. So that's how I'm my opinion, just my opinion. So we're going through this massive thing, and each person, if they don't come to reckoning with how their biological entity has worked in this meat suit here, we'll just use this one we're going in right now. If they haven't realized their role in the collective and come to the awakening, then they're going to stay in that frequency and vibration. So I say this with all love and light. We have to say goodbye in a breath to everyone. Because if we're saying that with love and respect, we're respecting and allowing their journey, no matter who they are, no matter where they are. And I think that's one of the hardest challenges as light workers we can do, because our whole lives we've been programmed as empaths to basically be enablers. Oh, I feel bad for that. Let me fix that person. Codependence, whatever. I know a lot of us are, because that's how we feel we were able to help. We weren't taught any better. We've just been given a toolkit. Some of us have been doing cyclical stuff. So all of those negative vibrations from this past now, I believe we're just going to be able to look at it and go, much like caveman days. Those were caveman days. That's the past. That's archaic. Let's learn from it. And that's why we're coming back here in this time now to waken ourselves up. And I do think it's our maybe people that were the source, I'll just call it source. The connection to here is so becoming so much more aware that I think um it's easier for I guess that's the way I want to put it. It's easier for people to recognize and get the downloads that we're giving ourselves from source, from the future. I hope that makes sense. So this is us going, hey, wake up, Raven. You're almost there. You're almost there. So I think that's kind of what I'm getting at. It's a big, huge quantum shift. So, and just that's what the entire awakening is. Each individual person coming to their maker. If you don't meet your maker and have an understanding of your path, then it's going to be hardcore. That's all I think. So, yeah, I love the show that's happening. We see the future through deja vu. Exactly. That's exactly right. And our dreams too. Like people underestimate dreams. And they're like, oh, I can't dream. And I'm like, you need to work on it. I think everybody needs to work on their dreams, especially, more and more as we go, because they're so telling. And if you haven't ever tapped into your dreams and use them as a tool to help you kind of, I always thought dreams were stuff we dreamt about because we couldn't resolve our shit during the day. And in a way, that's true. And I also think that dreams are there telling us of specific time and events. Like I have had the same house in my dream for probably 20 years. I keep dreaming of this same house, and I've never been in this house physically with this body yet. And I know I'm going to come to a point where I'm going to walk into this house with this meat suit and go, well, of course, this was my house in the future. I'm not kidding. It's the weirdest thing when you can see the house that you're going to live in the future in your dreams. And it keeps coming up. I'm a firm believer that is my house in the future. So, if you haven't been really able to tap into your dreams, the best way to do it is to drink a couple of glasses of water before you go to bed. First of all, it helps restless legs. And second of all, you'll have to go pee a couple of times, guaranteed. If you're my age, for sure you will. And when you're in that, I get out of I still lay in bed for a second and I'm like, do I really have to go right now? Yeah, okay. What was I just thinking about? That's literally how it goes. And then I tap into what was I thinking about while I'm stumbling to the washroom in the middle of the night. And I don't turn any lights on. I just leave them all off, go to the washroom, think about my dream, and then stumble back in. I have a very dim light in my room. Like it's the light from my fan. It pretty much lights up my room when I'm sleeping. So good morning, everyone. So put a pen and paper if you have a really wicked dream in the bathroom, and then obviously turn the light on if you are tapping into it to remember it, to write it down. But I find that if you say it out loud when you wake up, why was I over at who's ever's house doing whatever? Why was I doing that? And I'll just think about it, like have a conversation to me. Yeah, and I do. Sometimes I'll go back right into the dream. Exactly. Um, mm, Trump was in the doorway giving a dirty look and then said, no. Oh, that's hilarious. I love that dream, Foxes. That's awesome. So I think when we tap into our dream world, it's tapping into the future and the past. And why I'm more and more in the last 8 years, I truly believe 9 years, I truly believe that is um, the more dreams and stuff I've written down, and the more things that I've been thinking about to write in my book have literally been dreams about King and his lover, and then dreams about me and my future. And I wish I had, well, I can remember most of my dreams anyways. So, but especially if they're pivotal. And I think that's what we're really coming into now. Our whole experience right now is being sent through that sieve, of energies and frequencies. And some days the frequencies makes us just want to stay in bed all damn day and uh, uh, take care of ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to do a quick card reading before I go. That's what I think is going on personally. So there was a few mentions of perhaps, I don't know, I want to put this out there. I don't know. Oh, thank you. I love you all. I do love you all. So I'm going to put this in highest of light and love. There's a card sticking out there. Yay, cards. Everyday cards. Every day. And there's one sticking out there. Oh, that card wants to be read too. I knew that. I'm like, pick up that third card because it will be a good card. Okay. So, any guesses? I'm going to turn this around so everybody can see my info. If you haven't caught on to the Telegram channel, that's at Raven Moonstone Charts. It's just one for chart videos and charts, and I'll be updating it as I go along. So the cards we got today, wow. I love it. The horse and joy. Ooh, I love it. Weird. And then fear. That's the busy one on the top. So fear is, I think, a good one, especially when we were talking about what we were talking about when I first switched on about. So horse, 26. I don't think we've got the horse for accepting help from another, delegating authority. The horse appears on your path to offer assistance. If you're asking a question about your life, the horse says you will indeed receive help from another to aid your quest. That's great because Kat is helping me with my logo. So I really appreciate it for Real Raven Radio. Too often do you refuse help from others? Do you sometimes feel that although you give to others, no one helps you? I don't really care sometimes if people help me. That sounds bad. That's an ego thing. Just do it myself. Well, don't have to walk the whole way alone. You can get help. The horse appears to remind you that assistance is for the asking. Sometimes you need to be carried to get to your destination. Trust that when the horse appears, help is yours. Remember to ask for it. Also remember to accept it when it's offered. And I know who's coming to help me. That's Holly. Holly's coming to help me get my poop in a group. So, joy. This marks a time for celebration, for this portends a joyous completion of a project, the attainment of a goal, or the end of a long and arduous journey. When you're thirsty, this marker promises that you will find a well. When you're cold, a blanket. When you're hungry, nourishment. Joy also has another aspect, for not only does this celebrate receiving blessings from the fruits of actual labor, but it's actual the sharing of it. Yay! Joy celebrates itself. Its very essence radiates beauty and well-being. Like the spring sun breaking through a long, gloomy winter, joy reminds us to be grateful for all the gifts of life. Joy bestows the blessings of happiness. You truly have a reason to smile when this marker appears on your path. Yay! Okay, so fear. That's a good one today. I actually like it. This marker asks you to identify how fear may be affecting you on this part of your journey. Are you afraid of failure? Perhaps you're worried about success and the changes it brings, maybe, and pushes you to be all you can be. Are you afraid of losing something you don't have yet? Is your fear valid? Have you seen actual evidence of the adversity or trouble, or are you seeing false evidence? Right? which gives the appearance of being real. Fear is crippling companion. It indicates a loss of faith and connection to the divine. Remember that the god goddess doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. I just said that, man. Fear comes from the part of you that identifies with separation, division, and form. To release yourself from it, remember that you are first and foremost an infinite soul. You getting my messages, people? Look through those eyes, and the fear will subside as you remember to trust the way of the mystery. Don't struggle with fear. Look inside. See the part of you that is afraid and send love, light, and compassion inward. This would be a very good time to write an inventory of your fears and possible solutions. Once on paper, you may find that you've been afraid of fear itself. This is an auspicious omen of transformation. Yay! So, yeah, I've had dreams about how I've died too in former lives and past lives and stuff like that. Horses in my power. Yay. I see it as yeah, for sure, is educate yourself with energy. And as Raven says, it's infinite. Yes, it is infinite. People have often asked me, like when I was waitressing 4 or 5 years ago, like was in my late 40s. I'm not exaggerating. I would run circles around some of those 20-year-old waitresses. I'm like, where's your worth ethic? Oh my goodness, I can't speak. Or don't you have more energy than that? And like I couldn't believe that me, not that I'm victimizing my autoimmune disease or anything or having anything or being a mom or whatever. I'm like infinite energy. People are like, I don't know where you get your energy from. And I'm like, I don't know either, but you just take it and ride it as far as you can run with it. And so thank you. I'm actually 51. So I cut my fringe today just a little bit so you guys could see my eyes. You're welcome. So, you can't find Raven Moonstone charts on Telegram. I'll put it again. If you're in, it's t.me. I'll show you where the is. I haven't posted charts for a few days. It says CH. That's what it looks like. CH dash arts by Raven. Can you see that? I hope. So, yes, and I will be changing all my, let me see what this is at. Ew. Um, no. No. Oh, okay. Somebody got my name mixed up with Raven. Oh, okay. I see what happened on the death threat. A Cree, so I'm sending love and light to that person, but they posted my picture with her death. So wrong. That's what it is. So I'll just have to text her back. Where's the charts accounts? Yeah. So if you can't find my charts account, I'll just send you a text. So, yes, thank you very much, you guys. I do love you all. I wasn't looking for compliments, actually. I just have literally resting bitch face. This is like, I think you're only as old as you feel. And I've never felt really older. I've always acted about 28 years old. I just 28 was a good year for me, okay? But um yeah, we are young. I think you know what it is? I think it's because I'm from the planet one of the Pallades planets, and apparently Palladians are they look very youthful when they come to this earth. So I would say like Melinda is a Palladian. Melinda is 40. How old is she? Like 48? Yeah, she'll be 49 this year, I think. I don't know. She's almost 50, does not look it either. She looks like in her 30s. So, yeah, a lot of people, oh, you're 53. Yay. How do you join your charts on Telegram? It's if you can't find it at Raven Moonstone Charts, like go to the Spyglass and it should say Raven Moonstone Charts in there. But if you put Telegram and then t.me/Raven Moonstone charts, it should come up. So I'll put it again in the group chat, and I'll put it on my public channel. So look for the little link that says that there's 3 different Raven Moonstones. So yes, 3. One for charts, so you can find all the information in one place. And then there's a group chat and then a public channel. So we talked about turning on the comments on the public channel. I don't want to do that right now. If you want to chat, go in the group chat. Like, at here. So how are you driving a car in 69? No, I had a 69 Volkswagen Bug. That's what I had. Yes. 69, and I had a 74. I had a 74 Volkswagen Bug that caught on fire. And then my motorhome caught on fire in, I don't know, I think 2010 or something like that. I had a motorhome fire. So yes, yay, I love you. Hi, Linda. Listen, Linda. Yes, Arcturian. Right, nice. So there's a lot of, I think, once we more find out about who we are and why we're here, it just makes the story so much more interesting. That's why I'm not kind of getting too mired down with the timelines right now. I'm not getting too involved in who's a good person and who's a bad person, because to me, if you've forgiven all of them, they're all good people now. I'm in a timeline where everybody's good and I'm forgiving everybody. So, um, but that's awesome. Oh, I'm 36, look 19. I love that. When I got ID'd for weed a month ago. I couldn't stop laughing. I didn't even have a thing on my face. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm new here. We're supposed to ID everyone. And I'm like, he goes, everyone that looks under 25. I'm like, dude, you little hipster, you want to date? No, I'm just kidding. Mm, yeah. But anyways, I'm going through a little thought process in my mind right now where I'm even shifting my own future expectations of what I want to do in my own life. Do I want to keep my apartment here, or do I want to buy an older vehicle? Like, I love older trucks, or an older, like, motorhome or something, like small one, and then just go on the road this summer and drive myself around. That's what I'm seriously considering doing. I don't have a lot of stuff in here, but if I had a motorhome, I'd be taking my bed exactly the way it looks right now. Like, pillows and everything. No fucks given. I don't care. I love all my pillows. So, but yeah, I'm thinking about doing that in a way that I can maybe just either fix up a little minivan and go traveling around. Seriously considering it. So I love the gypsy life. When I had my motorhome, it was awesome. It just was horrible on gas. So I have to stay on travel. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, isn't it, Vicky? You come to uh, a point where you're just like, I'm not saying this to sound ignorant or anything, but if I wanted to go travel, I'd travel all over North America and come see all of you guys first. And I'd park in your garage, plug in my unit. Actually, I think units are going to be free. Ha ha ha. There's a joke for you. Um, or if we're all doing free energy, then I think it will be an easier situation, right? So I think this year is going to be a big shift in not only consciousness, in, where uh, everything is getting transformed in futuristic. That's what's going to be the glue that holds us all together, is people getting cured, new technology coming out, people having jobs that are meaningful and healthful, and it's not healthcare anymore. It's proactive. We're just being humans, living our best lives. So, yay, I got a spot for you. Yay, I want an RV so me and my cats can travel. Oh, I know, right? I just a traveling cat lady would be fun. That would be cool. Yeah, I'm really thinking that I'd even take my goldfish with me. I'd figure out a tank where they can just switch around in there in my car. I'm not even joking. Probably wouldn't make it a poor week. Or fish be all like, "Ugh, fuck this shit." But don't you think the water would just keep them in a nice, like, current or something? They'd have oxygen, I don't know. I think that would be a fun thing to do. So, yes, I love it all. So I do, I love you all. So I wanna say thank you to everybody. I'm not, worried about anything happening, and, then now I know what the confusion is, so thanks, friend, for clearing that up. Um, I don't, uh I don't really need much, yeah. I'm thinking that someone I know has an like, I'm talking I think my favorite year of a vehicle, like, something that runs good and is still affordable to fix up. I don't even care if it's rusty, to be honest with you. But, it doesn't matter what I get, I'll make it into a little mini home that I can travel around with and my charts in the little cupboard and all of that stuff. So, um, license. I've driven for 40 years and I let my license expire when I got rid of my car. And I'm like, do I even care about having one? No. I have my old driver's license. I could just put it in my um, thing and then just go traveling along my way. And oh, it's expired. I didn't think these things expired. That'd be hysterical, actually. So yeah, that might happen. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe I'll just get some of my mail sent to Manitoba so I can just renew my license. Go visit my friend, take the driving course again, get some cheap, shitty insurance. I don't even care if I have a driver's license. So knock on wood, haven't had a at fault. So, but come to Missouri. Oh yes, I'd love to come all over. Oh, that sounded so filthy. I like to go all over North America. Holy shit, I might need to go have a smoke right now. So funny. It's a good thing it glitched, okay? Anyways, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome for that. So there's your happy little joke. Oh my God, last night, Melinda and I were laughing so hard because when I deleted that video, we were telling jokes about by accident. We were telling jokes about stuff, and I could not stop laughing. And she's like, "Oh, I was just doing my workout." And I'm just gonna tell you what I said to her. I'm like, "Did you throw in your 20 Kegels at the same time?" She could not stop laughing. She just burst out laughing. And I'm like, "Can you crack a walnut in there now? Is it about time?" Like, that's how I smack talk my friends before they go to bed and exercise. We're laughing. So get your Kegels in today, girls. Boys too. Like, just clench up those little Kundalini muscles down there. So crack a walnut with your butt cheeks. Light and love to everybody. Take care on your journey. Can't even believe I said. So, so funny.